Well, it's always interesting to see a clash of opinions that people have in different countries with different values, but discussing the same agenda. And well, today my topic is this: honest people at dishonest elections. For whom this is important and why this is important for us? Well, there will be many facts that I will be citing here, but I believe that exchange of facts does not have any end, and discussions should end at some time. We should understand that in this country, at the level of the Russian Federation, the last honest elections were held in 1995, and these were the elections to the State Duma of Russia. After that, there was not a single honest election held in this country, whatever people in this country or in Europe should say. Those were the last elections that were honest. After 1995, there was not a single honest regional election campaign, neither to the legislative bodies nor to the level, not to the positions of governors. Well, there were exceptions, of course, and they still exist. During municipal elections, where in local communities where people are very well connected, know each other, there is a campaign and people can generally supervise this campaign, and well, it works out, and it's not an exception then, but as a rule. In this environment, we are asking ourselves, why should we participate in elections while in 9 cases out of 10 the outcomes will be rigged, and well, our candidates will be devoid of their successes, of their wins, when they will de facto win it, but de jure they will be stripped of their success. There are several reasons for this. Well, without the elections, we cannot preserve our audience, and we cannot have the same support that we're having now. If the party does not put forward its candidates, if it does not explain its position, its program, and so on, it loses its audience. And if you are not talking to the people, to the citizens during the elections, well, you are disconnected from your electorate. And the electorate actually feeds you. Second, the party as an active group can develop and exist only when it participates in elections. When it does not participate in elections, it is undermined as a machine. Third, the representation function, which is the most important one for a party, does not work if the party does not have MPs in parliament or in local legislative bodies. This function is lost, it is deleted, and well, the raison d'etre of the party is lost. But there is one more thing that is very important. It's not mechanistic, it's not technological, so to say, but for this country, for Russia, it is a systematic thing. And well, it may give our country the guidelines for development in the future. This is what I mean. The elections are the only alternative to violence. And putting it in a simple language, well, today our country has to choose. I mean, now, every day, during every election campaign, we have a choice to make. Either elections that may change power, or violence, or baseball bat that the people will take to the streets, and well, this may change the government, but it will spill blood. There is no alternative. So if you want to change the political system in the country, you should insist on elections. You should win, you should lose, you should participate in the elections. You may say that you do not agree with the outcome, and then there is a small but a chance that the elections will change the political system in Russia. If you believe that this does not have any logic, well, then people will take weapons into the street, this will not even be a revolution. Well, many Russian Democrats are talking about a possible revolution. This will not be a revolution. This will be a chaotic, animal-like violence. And we cannot even imagine what scope it will take. And we understand that 1/3 of the Russian society, more or less, is not only ready for physical violence, but does want to participate in this violence. And the only thing that limits these people, that is stopping them, is the fact that we still are holding elections in this country. One way or another, under the Constitution, only through elections can you change the power. So otherwise, when you don't have elections, well, this is a step towards violence, and you do have elections, then you can hope that sooner or later the fate of this country will be decided in elections, and fair elections. We understand and we should recognize that the political majority that we are witnessing today is the party of the majority, Putin's party, and this is the man, and this is the group that are absolutely against elections. If they could do away with elections, they would have done this at the wink of the eye. And these are people who are protecting the principle that the power should not be changed through elections. The institution of elections is incompatible with both unified Russia and Putin himself. That's why we see these rigged elections, and the election campaigns are campaigns for rigging, actually, the elections with no exception, and that's why the election campaigns are so tough. And this is what we have and see on every election day. For this political group, elections are the main threat. Their practice goes against something that we read in the Constitution and in the Russian laws. These people are against elections. Well, to discuss elections with them is just wasting time. To sign some papers about elections, to prove to them that elections should be honest, is just wasting your time. They are ruling the country to do away with elections, and they just want to hand over power to their cronies and so on. So the idea of elections is very good postulates of the democratic opposition. We should insist that in the country we should have open, free elections. You understand that United Russia as a party wants to replicate the metrics that the Communist Party was following in the Soviet Union, and I will not even say that this is a party. Party means part. They don't want to be part of anything. They want to be all and everything. 46%, as they say. The Russians will understand me with this joke. 46%, that's what they claim they have, and they don't have an ideology. They have target setting without competition and without elections. They are trying to replicate the Soviet time matrix of the Communist Party, but in a different environment. If you know about the court proceeding against the CPSU, the Communist Party, you might remember why there was no success there and why the Communist Party was not banned. There was paragraph number 6 in the Constitution of the Soviet Union, which said that the Communist Party was the leading force, and formally the Communist Party was legal. But now we have a different constitution with democracy, pluralism, competitive elections, and so on. So as an optimistic idea, I can say that, it is possible to instigate a court proceeding against United Russia, and I believe that, for the future we will have to analyze the situation, and I believe that what Yeltsin didn't do, the Democrats should do, against the ex-Communist Party and the United Russia. Well, you understand that history does not repeat itself word for word. Well, we say that history repeats itself as a farce or as a tragedy. So if we look at what unified Russia is trying to do, to create a Soviet-type country and so on, all Europeans should understand this. Well, we should know that, and you should know that in Europe, well, you should understand that the Iron Curtain is the main mission for the United Russia, and well, material values of Western Europe are of no value to those people. So if you have these illusions, please get rid of them as soon as you can. Well, now history is repeating itself as a farce, as a tragedy, not as a farce, so we should not laugh at it, we should cry. We should be sad about this, and well, one day maybe we will not be able even to meet like we're meeting today. And in the economic and social terms, we see that this government is shrinking, and they will close down, seal down at the borders one day, so that people in Europe do not see how they are humiliated. And well, we should fight against this. If you understand the federal political situation, well, we should fight for being elected into local authorities. Well, there is a regional, territorial agenda, and people working in the regions at the municipal level, at the regional level, know that well, this agenda is more important for people than the federal political issues, and this is closer to the people. Well, this is the situation that we know about. These are our libraries, our roads, our hospitals, our schools, our universities, the local economy, the local social, cultural sphere, and so on. And this agenda is very important for the local people. This is part of their life. And if the party is trying to ignore this agenda, this party will just disappear as a regional force. Either you respond to the everyday issues of people, either you just disappear as a party. If we are a federal level party, we should understand that without federalism, statehood in Russia will not be developing. And well, if you do not work at the federal level, well, you just lose the point. There is one more reason to participate in municipal and local elections. Sometimes we come to success. Sometimes we succeed, and the example of Yabloko demonstrate this. If you are successful, you get this electricity, this kind of impetus that you didn't have before, and people are ready to do something that they didn't expect from themselves yesterday. And if they are successful, they want to be even more successful at this first stage, at the second stage. So success feeds on itself. And during our successes, be it local successes, territorial successes, you become more stronger. And a strong person can fight against the state. One more thing, well, feedback between the party and society. This is about communicating with people. Well, you can build this communication system for years and not succeed, and then within several months during the election campaign you get more ties with the local people than you had established before. And well, this doesn't depend on the outcome of the election campaign. I'm talking about the success or unsuccessful outcome. Well, and elections, this is number 4, argument number 4, shows if your alternative is good or not. Either you show this tangible alternative to the people, and people can come and people can check the box against your candidate's name, or, well, you will give them an alternative without elections, which is impossible. Just a couple of things about the possibility of rebuilding the feedback between MPs and the local population at the level of a region. We should understand that at the municipal and regional levels, the system of power in Russia is very sophisticated. Well, I'm not talking about efficiency or inefficiency. Well, there are heads of some of the municipal districts that are elected directly. And I'm talking about some villages and settlements. In the Pskovskaya region, we have Yabloko represented in the local legislature. Well, we have the first candidate who was elected by direct suffrage, who received over 40%. In 2012, he was the first one to be elected like that. In the 21st century, well, we are represented in 12 from 26 legislators, and in terms of territorial representative, this is the highest number in Russia. And we have some members of local parliaments and villages and city-like settlements in different places. We have about 39 people, not many, but, well, enough to work there. We have people representing people in legislatures and their assistants in cities, in smaller towns, in the villages, and so on. And if you cannot resolve an issue in a village, you can go to the district level. If this is not resolved at the district level, you can go to a higher level, the area level, and so on. And these people work as a team, and they are ready to discuss methods of resolving the most sophisticated questions. Touching upon our opportunity to change the situation through elections for the better in this country, none of us knows when this chance will come our way. Just 1 hour before this chance falls upon your head, you cannot even suppose that it will be falling into your hands, actually, and we need 3 tools for this. We should be ready for doing this, we should be capable of using this chance, and we should know how to use this chance. So participation in elections in any environment makes it possible for us to be capable and ready to fight in the environment, which we will have to do, I'm absolutely sure.